Jack sat at his desk. He looked at the paper. The paper had a big red mark. The mark showed a low score. Jack felt sad. He loved English. He liked reading short stories. He liked simple songs. But the test was hard for him. He thought he failed. Jack went home slowly. He walked with his hands in his pockets. He did not want to tell his parents. He felt small. At dinner, Jack kept quiet. His mother asked, "How was school?" Jack said, "Fine." He did not tell her about the test. That night, Jack looked at the paper again. He read the teacher's note. It said, "Keep trying. Practice a little each day." The note had a smiley face. The note made Jack think. The next day, Jack went to school. He kept the paper in his bag. He saw his teacher, Mrs. Green. She smiled at him. Mrs. Green asked, "Jack, how do you feel?" Jack said, "I failed the test." He put the paper on her desk. Mrs. Green did not look surprised. She said, "One test does not decide you. You can learn step by step. Will you try with me?" Jack wanted to say no. He felt shy. But he saw hope in Mrs. Green's eyes. He said, "Yes, I will try." Mrs. Green gave Jack a small book. It had short stories and simple words. She said, "Read one page every day. Speak the words, listen to them. Little practice is good." Jack took the book home. He opened it slowly. The words were easy. The stories were short. He could read one page in 10 minutes. That evening, Jack read the first page. He read out loud. His voice was low at first. He read the sentences slowly. He read them again. His mother heard him. She came to his room. She sat on the bed. She said, "Good job, Jack." Jack felt warm. The next morning, Jack woke early. He read another page before breakfast. He walked to school with a small smile. At school, Jack met his friend Nora. Nora loved drawing. She asked, "What are you reading?" Jack showed the book. Nora said, "I can help. I like words too. We can practice together after school." Jack felt happy. He had a friend to practice with. After school, Jack and Nora sat under a tree. They read and they spoke. They laughed at some words. They helped each other. Jack learned one new word every day. He wrote the word on a small card. He kept the cards in his pocket. When he waited for the bus, he read the cards. Sometimes Jack made mistakes. He felt bad for a little while. Nora said, "Mistakes are part of learning. Try again." Her words helped him. Mrs. Green also gave short tests. The tests were easy. Jack did not get perfect scores at first, but he saw small changes. Jack could read faster. He could say more words. He could answer one or two questions correctly. His smile grew. One day, Jack had a bad day. He had a busy morning. He forgot to read. The test was close. He felt worried. At school, some students talked about the test. Jack's heart beat fast. He thought of the old red mark. Mrs. Green handed out new papers. Jack took a deep breath. He read each question slowly. He wrote short answers. He did not rush. After the test, Jack walked home. He felt nervous. He opened the paper slowly. He saw a new mark. This time, the mark was better. It was not perfect, but it was more than before. Jack felt a small joy inside. He smiled and looked at the sky. His parents hugged him that night. They were proud of his hard work. Jack felt his heart warm. He knew he did a good job. Days passed. Jack kept his small practice. He read and spoke a little each day. He made new cards. He kept trying. Weeks later, Mrs. Green said, "We will have a class talk today. Each of you will read one short paragraph." Jack felt a small fear. When it was Jack's turn, he stood up. He held the paper with both hands. He breathed in and out. He spoke with a clear voice. He read each line slowly. The class listened. Some students smiled. Nora smiled the widest. Jack felt calm. After he finished, the class clapped. Mrs. Green said, "Good work, Jack. You did well." Jack blushed, but he was proud. That evening, Jack looked at old papers. He saw the first test. He saw the big red mark. He remembered the feeling of failure. He also saw the small cards. He saw a little book that he read each day. He saw a note from Mrs. Green. He felt thank you in his heart. Jack learned an important thing. Learning is a path. It takes small steps. Each step is small and clear. He learned to ask for help. He learned to practice a little each day. He learned to keep going when it is hard. Jack still felt nervous sometimes. He still made mistakes, but he did not stop. He used the cards. He read the short book. One day his father found an old card. The card had one word, brave. His father put the card in his pocket. He smiled. Jack looked at the word too. He realized he had been brave. He tried again. He kept trying. Now Jack helps a younger student. He sits and teaches 1 or 2 words each week. He remembers how Nora helped him. The small boy looks at Jack with big eyes. He asks simple questions. Jack answers with a calm voice. He uses short words. Jack thinks of his first test. He thinks of fear and the red mark. He thinks of Mrs. Green's smile. He thinks of Nora's help. He smiles and says, "Keep trying. Practice a little each day." The boy listens and repeats the words. Jack knows that learning takes time. He knows that one test cannot tell the full story. He knows that small steps bring change. Jack opens his small book again. He reads 1 page. He says the words slowly. He enjoys the sound of his voice. He looks at the sky and breathes. He is not perfect. He is learning. He keeps going. One rainy day, Jack tried a new trick at the library. He read with his finger. At home, his father read with him. Jack kept a plan, 1 page in the morning, 1 at night. He wrote a new word on a card each day. Once, Jack read a short poem in a school event. He did not win the top prize. He did get a small ribbon for trying. The ribbon stayed in his book as a quiet reminder. Months went by. Jack's cards and books filled a small shelf. He could speak more words. He could tell a short story to his parents. He could ask and answer simple questions in class. One day, a new boy joined the class. He looked afraid and quiet. He sat alone at lunch. Jack remembered his own fear. He took a card and walked to the boy. Jack said, "Hello, I can help you with words." The boy looked up and nodded. Jack sat and taught him 2 small words. The boy smiled for the first time. Jack saw that his small steps could help others. He felt warm inside. He knew he was not the same boy who kept the red test in his bag. Sometimes Jack still had hard days. He still made mistakes, but he had tools now. He had friends and family to help. He had a small ribbon and a box of cards. Mrs. Green once wrote on a new paper, "Nice progress, keep it up." Jack pinned that note on his wall. It was a quiet reward. He learned that learning is a slow river. You do not see full change in one day. You notice change after many small steps. Jack knew that courage is small acts done again and again. He kept reading. He kept helping. He kept the ribbon in his pocket as a quiet memory. Practice tip: read slowly and clearly. Say each word out loud. Repeat short sentences 3 times. Use small cards for new words. Give yourself small goals each day.